Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I decided I would do a reaction video to an author. Oh gosh. So I read The Cousins. I read The Cousins a while back and reviewed it. And so I still have to read One of Us Is Next by Karen McManus, but I did read One of Us Is Lying, and that reaction video will come out the week before I do the reaction video or the review video to One of Us Is Next. But since I listened to and reviewed The Cousins by Karen McManus, I thought I would do this new kind of series where I do some reactions to some things the authors might be talking about. So I kind of wanted to deep dive into their thought process and, see if there's anything I necessarily agree with or can relate to how they wrote part of the novel. And so, yeah, today we're going to check out the official book trailer for The Cousins and then watch a video from Karen McManus. Wow, okay, that's funny. I'm just gonna rewind that back. We won't have to listen to the whole thing, but I'm just gonna mute it and talk about it. So, I guess The Cousins came out before One of Us Is Next? I don't even know. Gold Cove Resort. I like this. I don't know if that's an actual place. Oh, I like the hands. A family drowning in secrets. I thought it was this is a good book trailer, I think, of The Cousins. Alright, with that said, let's check out if she talks about it. Okay, I figured I'd do a short video. So there is a video from Kirkus Review, actually from a month ago, so it looks like it was posted in either March or February, where she talks about writing YA thrillers, so. Is she actually gonna talk about it?
Sure. So The Cousins is about the Story family, a very prominent Massachusetts family. And decades ago, the four children were disinherited by their mother with a single sentence letter: "You know what you did." They claim they have no idea, but years later, their teenage children, who don't know one another well, are invited to spend the summer with the grandmother they've never met. And once they get there, they start to learn dark secrets about their family. I do have cousins that I knew growing up, and we were close, but I didn't model the relationships off of real life. And I felt like I had to make that clear to my family because my grandmother actually is named Mildred. And it was like a little bit of an homage to her. She's not with us anymore, but clearly she would not disinherit her children. She is not a cold and aloof woman. So there's inspiration taken, but it's a very different kind of family. For me personally, it would probably be Aubrey, just because
I did like
Aubrey is
Aubrey.
the peacemaker. You know, she just kind of wants everybody to get along, and that's something I can identify with. Millie is a very fun character to write because she's very proactive. But her particular brand of like confidence and let's, just get going and figure all this stuff out, that would not have been me as a teen. I absolutely would have been an Aubrey.
Same.
It really is my office. Even when I could go other places. When I first started writing, I was working full time, and I also have a son, a young son, and so
I will say that, like, as somebody that also likes to write, I have never been the go to a cafe and write kind of person. I've always, like, it's always been like a romantic a romanticized thing that I've always wanted to do, or to go to like a cabin and go on like a writing retreat, but I usually just write at my house. Like at my desk or on my couch, that's usually where I write, and so I agree.
I would try to find any time to write, and I would bring my laptop like to his baseball games, or I would bring them to, sometimes I bring them to family events, and people would get annoyed with me, and I don't blame them for that. So now that I'm a full-time writer, it's really nice to just have that dedicated space to write. So that's my preference. I like to think so. Yes. Yeah. I every once in a while I call a character a vault, and what I mean by that is your secret is safe with them. And that's sort of how I feel. If someone tells me a true secret, I'm gonna hold on to that for you.
I like that.
I know most of it. I use what's called a beat sheet, the screenwriting tool, and
Oh.
I map out, sort of like the big beats or moments in the story. And so that typically includes a twist, definitely the ending, but also any like major reveals along the way or misdirections that I know I need to build up to. But it's a loose framework and it definitely changes as I go along.
Oh, see, I like that. I took a screenwriting course when I was in college, and I will say that I didn't like it because I don't like the structure. Although I love films and stuff, there was just something about the structure of writing a script that I didn't like. But I do like that she says that she keeps it very loose, and I guess that's kind of me because I write all over the place. Like if if a scene comes to me and it's like later in the novel, I will go and write that scene so I don't forget about it, because it can always be edited or removed later. And so, yeah, that's cool. This is top notch.
It's hard to say. I mean, this is my fourth book. So at this point, I have a good understanding of my readers, and I know that I engage a lot of reluctant readers, which is something I care a lot about. Is that if people don't like to read, they might still pick up my book because it delivers something that they enjoy. And, I know that's a relatively quick pace. I know it's characters that you can get invested in, and I know it's often chapters that end someplace where you're not ready to end. So those are all the things that I try to put together. And I always sort of hope I've done it, but you never really know till the book is out there. Although I will say, with every single book so far, there's always been a moment when I tear up because of something that's happening to the characters. And I feel like if that didn't happen, then I've missed something. If
Ooh.
I'm not emotionally invested in them, I can't expect my readers to be.
Ooh, I like that. I always felt bad if I got
I
teary
mean,
or
I
something like
tried to
that.
start writing my first books when I was 8 years old because I just loved reading so much and I wanted to tell stories. And it was one of those things that I did throughout my childhood. And then I thought that I had outgrown it, that it wasn't a viable career. So I probably shouldn't do it. And I had, new interests as I was getting older. So I put that aside. And then when I came back to it, it was kind of like coming home. It's like, oh, yeah, I missed this.
When was The Cousins published? I actually don't know. Oh, it's new. December 1st, 2020. So I'm not that late to the game. But yeah, if you haven't seen my review of The Cousins, please check it out. If I haven't already linked it earlier in the video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And like I said, I did review and read One of Us is Lying at the tail end of last year, I think it was New Year's Eve that I finished the book. I still have to read One of Us is Next, and for some reason every other book has just kind of come first, but that's on my list of things to do. And yeah, as soon as I do, I will let you guys know my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are. If any of you guys are into writing, whether it's to eventually become a novelist, a published novelist, published author, or you just write for fun, what's your process like? And what do you think of these kinds of reaction videos? Should I keep doing them? I'm probably going to. I just think it would be something different to do. This originally came through because I did a review of the book Fever King back in 2020, early 2020 maybe, before my channel kind of fell off. And I remember seeing this one comment, and I don't know if it's still there, and it was like, Well, maybe if you know, the author had explained this on her website or whatever about Gnome and who he is and so on and so forth. So maybe if you check that out, you would know. And I was just like, okay. I I do think there's something to be said for authors explaining their work and their process, but if it's not in the book and I don't pick up on that in the book, that's not my fault. You know what I mean? Like, I still had the experience I had with the book. I still don't really like Gnome as a character. Even though I know he's fighting for good things, I just didn't particularly like him, and I don't think that's a bad thing. One day I'm gonna write a character and somebody's just not gonna like them. They're gonna think they're an awful character, and I'm gonna be like, okay, that was your opinion on this character. It might hurt a little, but at the same time, you know, maybe it was intentional. I don't know. But so I thought after that, remembering seeing that maybe I should start to check out authors. I would have done Sky Hunter by Marie Lu, but there's actually like this interview at the end of the book, the audiobook with her and the voice actress that reads for Sky Hunter. It was pretty cool. I wish I had filmed that, but maybe if she does an interview for the next book, I'll do a reaction to that. And yeah, I'll just try to see what else I can do. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and I will see you guys next week. I love you. Have a great day. Mwah! Bye-bye.